Good morning. Happy new month once again. Of course, it's the second day of the month of April, the year of our Lord 2025. You're welcome to Rapid TV's continuously evolving social, political, and general interest show we call Korero. Of course, I'm your regular host, Nkamiang John the Beloved. Now, amidst a government-imposed curfew and a ban on public gatherings, embattled Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan made a bold return to our hometown in Hima, Kogi State on Tuesday. Now, defying both the Kogi State government and police command's directive, the suspended senator landed their helicopter around 1 p.m. local time, greeted by an enthusiastic crowd of supporters who had gathered as early as 7 a.m. for her homecoming. Now, despite local authorities' efforts, including a curfew imposed by Okehi local government chairman Amoka Energy to prevent the gathering, the senator addressed her loyal followers who eagerly awaited her arrival. You want to see how it went? Watch this video.
Sorry. Okay, let's straight. Naturally. Okay, let's straight. Okay, let's.
Natasha Akpoti. Why Natasha Akpoti? Uduaghan Natasha Akpoti. Why Natasha Akpoti? Natasha Akpoti. Why Natasha Akpoti?
Wow, what a turnout. Enough to make you wonder, who are those who are actually calling for the recall of the suspended senator? If this volume or this massive crowd turned out to welcome her back home during her homecoming, then, a lot of questions begging for answers. Anyway, the embattled lawmaker who was suspended by the Senate for accusing the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, of sexual harassment was received by mammoth crowd despite the efforts by the police department in Kogi State to frustrate the homecoming organized for the lawmaker. The massive crowd that welcomed the lawmaker made people to wonder, as I said earlier, who are those of her constituencies that signed the recall letter which was presented to the Independent National Electoral Commission. I'm sure even INEC is confused right now. They haven't seen the mammoth crowd that turned out to welcome Senator Natasha back home. So if you just tuned in, this is Rapid TV's continuously evolving social, political, and general interest show, Korero. Yes. Good morning, and of course, welcome. And we hope you enjoyed your Salah break while we kept our searchlight beamed on development across the polity. Of course, I'm your regular host, Nkamiang John, the beloved, also known as the controversial. And of course, on today's edition of the show, we take a moment to switch from the unfolding drama in Rivers State, South Nigeria, to another unfolding, so you could say it's a week of unfolding dramas. In fact, Hollywood, Bollywood, they should be watching Nigeria at this point, right? Because we're a nation of unfolding dramas. And so we moved our searchlight to the unfolding drama in Nigeria's north central state of Kogi, where the senator representing Kogi Central District, Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan, challenged the ban imposed on her homecoming by Governor Usman Ododo. Of course, the show is live and interactive on all our social media platforms. We are streaming live on our website, www.rbnradiotv.com, just in case you want to join us online. And of course, you can be part of the show and the conversation simply by following and liking. And don't forget to subscribe as well to our YouTube channel, Rapid TV. Our handle is @official Rapid TV, @official Rapid TV. And of course, you can also take advantage of our WhatsApp portal to send in your views, contributions, and comments to the show. 0916-771-6035. Again, 0916-771-6035 is the number for our WhatsApp portal. So take advantage of it. As I like to say, even when the show is off the air, the conversation continues online, okay? So be part of our growing online digital community. Now back to the matter. Amid music and celebration, Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan arrived dramatically in a white helicopter, sparking cheers, addressing the crowd. Akpoti Uduaghan dismissed the governor's, the government's restrictions, insisting she was merely celebrating Salah with her constituents. She assured her constituents of quality representation as she moved forward in her duties. Now, despite the political ban imposed by the governor of Kogi State, Usman Ododo, on Monday, and the additional curfew by Okehi of Okehi local government area of Kogi State, Amoka, Monday, citing security concerns on Monday, Senator Natasha arrived at her constituency to the cheer of a mammoth crowd. Now, the police had also issued security alerts warning the senator to cancel her planned rally due to potential security threats. However, Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan was undeterred arrived by helicopter to a jubilant crowd of supporters in Okehi local government area of the state. Now, in a bold speech, she reaffirmed her connection to the Egbera land and its people, stating, and I quote, "Nobody and nothing can stop me from coming home. I am an Egbera woman. This is my land." End of quote. Let's hear Senator Natasha addressing the crowd that welcomed her home with Mommy Oyoyo.
Pay attention to what I'm going to say. It is good to be here. You know, he may come out there. It is good to be home. And nobody, nothing
At all.
Nobody to pay. Any center on there. And any news and any come to make it.
Wow. I'm sure every Igbera, man or woman, must be proud at this moment. Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan's return has intensified the already charged atmosphere in Kogi Central, with many seeing her homecoming rally as a symbol of her resilience amid escalating tensions with the state government. Now, talking about the state government, reacting to the senator's defiance, the Kogi state government described the allegations by Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan with regards to false alarm as baseless and an attempt to manipulate public sentiment. Now, the state government also called on security agencies to take note of her reckless utterances and inflammatory actions as she addressed her constituents. Now, you will recall that Uduaghan, in her verified Facebook page early hours of Tuesday, claimed that Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo, former governor of the state, Yahaya Bello, aka White Lion, and the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, should be held responsible if anything happens to her. In a reaction to that, the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Femi Fawon, called on the security agencies to take note of her reckless utterances and inflammatory actions that posed a serious threat to peace and stability in the state, stressing that Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan should be held accountable for her blatant attempts to incite violence and cause unnecessary tension. Let's hear from the Commissioner for Information and Communications.
Despite very deliberate attempt by the media to make the whole thing look like it was targeted at a single and a particular person, there was nothing like that. The security protocols and the directives that were issued yesterday were basically to ensure security in the state. And we are having issues in about 3 places, including in Kogi West, in Kogi local government area to be specific, where as a result of crisis resulting from fishing ponds, 2 people have already been killed, and security have been deployed there. In Kogi East, especially in Njema district, where we are having communal clashes, people have also been killed, and we are taking security. We are going through a lot of security procedures in those places to arrest the situation. In Kogi Central, we also had intelligence that some political rallies, political and religious rallies, would lead to skirmishes, which may go into a very full-blown crisis. Because of this, the state government issued a statement banning all sort of rallies in the state. Even the issue that had to do with convoy was because we did not want people to import unauthorized people in the name of security operatives into the state to fuel the crisis that we are trying to manage. That was the situation. So nobody is saying that it is a law, it is a directive, it is a statement of the state government which has been flouted. And the statement was issued to ensure security. And if you listen to her today, you will understand that those who gave the intelligence were very correct. It is not about having skirmish from the events, but from the bogus, inflammatory, and inciting statements that came from her mouth. For instance, if you face the people of your senatorial district and you are telling them that people have been contracted to kill you, and you are mentioning names of the Senate president, the former governor, and the current governor being complicit, that is inciting. And that is how crisis, full-blown crisis, that's how they start. So it is very clear that they definitely got it very right with the security report. If not for efforts by the state government to calm trade nerves and to ensure that some militants were not imported into the state, then we will not be saying what we are saying here today. I saw a procession into her place where they were singing all kinds of inciting songs. Then I saw her also addressing supporters, making frivolous, bogus, and dishing out all sorts of lies to incite the people against the government, including alleging the governor of the state, His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo, said was that I saw a procession. I saw a procession into her residence. I also saw and watched her dishing out frivolous, careless, unfortunate lies against prominent people in the state that could have resulted into a lot of crisis. For instance, he accused the governor of conniving with the Senate president. In her words, he said the Senate president called the governor on March 12th and instructed the governor to initiate recall proceedings against her, that the governor refused, and that the Senate president had to bring in the former governor, His Excellency Alhaji Yahaya Bello, and that in between the 3 of them, they agreed to recall her and also to kill her. She was saying all of this. These are inciting statements. These are where major crisis starts, and it will result into loss of lives and property. Because let me make it very clear here: the governor and the Senate president never discussed anything that has to do with the Kogi, the suspended senator of Kogi Central. There was no conversation. There was no conversation to recall her. There was no conversation to assassinate her. So all those things were to incite the people and cause violence in Kogi Central. Yes, she has committed the offense of having a procession when the state government, acting on credible intelligence, directed that there should be no procession. She also addressed a rally She will call it homecoming to greet her people about Salah. Where did they talk about Salah there? All her address were political, to incite the people against constitutional authorities at the federal level and at the state level, to create panic and tension and ensure that there is violence. That was just what happened today. So that's a clear violation of the statement and the directive of the state government. When you talk about the freedom of association has limitations. When your association is going to constitute danger and it is going to affect the rights and freedom of others, then such an association cannot be defended. She has broken the directive, direction, policy, and the security protocol of the state government. He broke it. There were clear directives in the statement to security agencies to ensure enforcement. And now that we are seeing where some of those threats are coming from our intelligence reports show that there was going to be a major crisis as a result of some activities of unscrupulous personalities. And for her to come to the state and try to incite the people against the Senate president, against the former governor of the state, against the current governor of the state, we are leaving the whole thing to the security agencies that have been given the mandate to enforce it. It is not just only in Okene. Remember, we are also enforcing the same thing in Kogi local government area, where we are having issues that has to do with the fishing ponds crisis. We are also having issues at the Njama district in Kogi East, where two communities are having a lot of crisis among them. So it is not just about this. I'm very sure they will review it and take the necessary actions. But I've made something very clear. The governor had no meeting with the Senate president regarding the recall. You would listen. People came to your station to talk about the recall. And they said that the reason they are doing the recall is that she is not doing what they sent her there to go and do. So if you know the reason why you are being recalled, why are you pinning it on the state governor? Even when they were doing the processes, the governor was not even in the country. There was a directive from the state governor, and the security agencies were told to execute the directive. If someone has violated it, the security agencies do not need the governor again to come and give them another directive. They know what to do. Only the security agencies will be able to answer that. They know how they go about their operations. I am not a police officer. I am not a DSS officer. I don't know how they do their operations, but I'm very sure she should be asked a lot of questions about all her incitement, all her lies, all her character assassination, and all her attempt to ensure that Kogi was in place today. One, there was procession. You could see the number that is there. Though you can't refer this to a massive crowd, but there was a procession to her house. That is violation number one. Then, when you come to the issue of use of convoy and all of that, I was told, I was reliably informed that she got there with a helicopter. That was not violated. But a rally is a rally. It doesn't matter where you are doing it. Whether you are doing it in a public place, whether you gather people in front of your house, a rally is a rally. What we are saying, it is not an offense. There were a lot of people who celebrated Salah in their compound. But did you see them gathering crowds to be alleging that the Senate president has ordered for assassination, or the former governor, or the current governor? Did you see them doing that? So they are different. You can't be comparing the two. And if the law says don't kill and don't limit people's maybe freedom of speech and all that, if someone violates 2 of 10, the person has violated. So we should be talking about the violation and not what was not violated. But I'm going to insist on the fact that she violated some of the directives that were put in place, some of the protocols that were put in place to guarantee security. Imagine if the supporters of the governor or the former governor, if they decided to react immediately to all those incitements, imagine what would have happened today. So if not that those people are statesmen and they ensure that there was no violence, it would have been a very bloody one today. So we thank God that that had gone, and I'm very sure that the governor and the former governor and the Senate president will do everything to enforce their fundamental human rights and ensure that this character assassination is not sustained. Let me borrow her words. It's not sustained. I'm very sure they will pursue that. And when you talk about the recall, and you are asking those that are behind her recall, I am saying it. The constituents. I am not from Kogi Central. I am not part of the recall process. But its constituents, you saw them. Those who were behind it, they did not hide. They went to INEC to submit their petition, and they spoke to a lot of media organizations, including yours, explaining why they are recalling her. So why are you asking those that are behind it? They are not hiding their faces. They are out there. When the governor was sworn in January 2024, I will quote copiously from his speech. He said, "I will never play politics with security." You know, the issue we are having now is that the media should join the government in fighting insecurity. Imagine that we've lost so many lives today. Then the media will have stories to write and to talk about. But thank God that did not happen. What is happening right now is not politics. And we cannot play politics with the lives of the people. According to the chief servant of the state, His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo, our decision and our directive were purely based on ensuring that there is security. Imagine having clashes between supporters and a lot of things were used. Even stray bullets can kill an innocent woman in her house. These are the people we are defending. It is the responsibility of the state government to defend everybody in the state, including the suspended senator. And we did not even ban movement. No, I think it is being reported in a very wrong manner. We did not ban movement. What we said is that if you are coming with a convoy, report to the commands, the state commands of the deploying services, so that they will verify and know that the people you are bringing are the people that are genuine security operatives. Because our intelligence also showed that where they were having communal clashes, some people with vested interest were planning to import fake security operatives, not people in Kogi Central. So you can see that the whole thing was based on security. And no government should be blamed for doing everything humanly possible to secure and defend the life and property of the people. That was what the government did and should be applauded for that.
Kogi State Commissioner for Information and Communication, giving the government's position with regards to Senator Natasha's homecoming rally that took place yesterday in Kogi State, north central Nigeria. Now, all of this development has come amid a raging controversy that followed Senator Natasha Uduaghan's suspension from the Senate and her planned recall from the Senate by some voters in her constituency. On March 6, the Senate suspended her for 6 months based on the recommendations of its Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions Committee. The committee found her guilty of breaching the Senate's ruling following her conduct in the chambers on the day she rejected a new seat allocated to her. Now, she later accused the Senate President of, in the person of Godswill Akpabio, of sexual harassment. Akpabio, of course, has denied the allegation. However, to wrap up today's edition of Rapid TV's continuously evolving social, political, and general interest show, Korero, Senator Akpoti Natasha Uduaghan has been at the center of controversy since accusing the Senate President Akpabio of sexual harassment. Her petition was dismissed by the Senate Ethics Committee, which instead handed her a 6-month suspension without pay on March 6. Now, the fallout of that, if we might pause for a bit, is the fact that the chairman of that committee, also as we speak, is also undergoing recall by members of his constituency. So one begins to wonder, is karma already happening? You know, like they say, karma is a bee. Well, anyway, the defiance of Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan of the curfew, combined with her recent allegations, has only escalated tensions in Kogi politics, pitting her against the state government, the police, and top figures in the legislative and executive arms of government. Now, despite efforts by Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo to de-escalate the situation, including the suspension of a local vigilante leader and extending condolences over the Kano killings, fears persist of potential reprisals or violent clashes in Kogi Central. Now, with security agencies maintaining heavy presence, observers warn that the unfolding political crisis could have far-reaching consequences in Kogi's already fragile security landscape. Don't forget, the commissioner did say prior to Tuesday's event, there were already reports of some skirmishes across different parts of the state. So, in its bid to forestall any eventualities, it decided to put in place curfews and bans. Well, that sums up today's edition of Rapid TV's continuously evolving socio-political interest show, Korero. But before I say my goodbyes, let me also use this opportunity to intimate you with some of the latest developments in the last 24 hours or less. One of the biggest stories that has made the rounds this morning, as far as the pages of the front pages of newspapers and of course micro blogs and tabloids online, is the fact that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has made significant changes to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company NNPC Limited. Did I hear somebody said, finally? Well, of course, this had been anticipated. Well, approving the removal of Chairman Chief Pius Akinlure and Group CEO Malam Mele Kolo Kiari, the restructured 11-man board now includes Engineer Bashir Bayo Ojulari as the Group CEO and Amadou Musa Kida as the new non-executive chairman. Other key appointments include Adedakbo Shegun, who replaces Omar Isa Ajia as Chief Finance Officer, as well as non-executive directors from across Nigeria's geopolitical zones. The new board members represent regions such as the Northwest, Northeast, North Central, South-South, Southwest, and Southeast, alongside representatives from the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Petroleum Resources. The restructuring comes with an immediate action plan aimed at enhancing operational efficiency, restoring investor confidence, and driving economic growth. Well, President Tinubu, invoking the powers of the Petroleum Industry Act, emphasized the importance of his restructuring for advancing gas commercialization, boosting local content, and ensuring alignment with the new board tasked with reviewing NNPC's assets and joint venture portfolio for strategic alignment. So that will also be on the table as far as conversations are concerned for the rest of the week. We're already midweek, of course, after the Salah break and all the unfolding dramas that ensued from the weekend leading into this week. And those dramas are, I mean, the scripts are just coming. They're majorly off the hook, if you ask me. And I wonder if Nollywood is taking note. We should be seeing some epic movies as a result of some of the unfolding dramas we have seen from South Nigeria all the way to North Central Nigeria. And guess what? Still in South, some activities are going on. The Niger Delta Sports Games is ongoing, and we hear that Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and some heavyweights will be declaring it open, and we will do our bit to keep you abreast with development. I'm sure you got tips and bits of it from this morning's sports segment on Rapid Dawn, and that might just be part of our conversation maybe tomorrow. Friday, we will visit, hopefully, World Water Day again, because a young lady has taken it upon herself that every year to mark World Water Day, she goes around the city of Lagos. Yes, a city of well over 20 million people, trying to sensitize them of the importance of staying hydrated and, most importantly, the importance of water. We'll have that on Friday. So you could say the next 2 days are kind of sorted as far as Rapid TV's continuously evolving social, political, and general interest show Korero is concerned. So if I were you, I'll keep it locked on Rapid TV, channel 176 on Star Times. And of course, follow us on all our social media platforms. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe, especially to our YouTube channel. And of course, take advantage of our WhatsApp portal to engage us by sharing your views, comments, and reactions to all the developments we have brought to the front burner. My special thanks, as always, goes to you and to the entire production team for ensuring that we were able to bring you this edition of Rapid TV's continuously evolving social, political, and general interest show, Korero. Of course, at 12, we'll bring you the news and all the latest developments. So, till we come your way with another incisive edition of the show, remember, I am Nkamian John the Beloved, signing out.